What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back in another video on the channel, and today we were back in the kitchen. I went back to the big box of meat that I got a few days ago. MBH Purveyors, if you didn't know, they supply meat to the area. Call them the Meat Boys. But they have some really good quality stuff, and I decided to do some different kinds of meals with it. So this time we have what I'm calling the napkin burger. Why? Because I'm definitely gonna need a napkin when I'm eating these. But this is what's on the agenda today. Each burger has a double brisket, ground brisket, not ground beef, burger patty with cheddar cheese, mayo, got mumbo sauce on there, thick cut bacon and jalapeno poppers on a toasted brioche roll. Would you eat that? I'm not sure if I would, but this was a complete freestyle. This is how we get down. Two ginormous big booty burgers going down tonight. Let me tell you what we did to get through the process. Took that ground brisket, which came in the packet, and then we seasoned that off with this famous Dave's seasoning. It's a burger and steak seasoning I usually use when I make burgers. Just the blend of the spices is perfect for me. Put that onto the cast iron grill so we can get a nice little crust on each of these. Once we flipped it over, we had some fried egg and some bacon frying going on, as well as the poppers. The poppers just came from a box. I got them from ShopRite. They're like $1 for a box of like 12. I was like, say less, we finna put these on some burgers. So once we assembled it, we had a clean pan, put the burgers back on, put the cheese back on to melt it. Then we just added our fried egg to it, added our bacon to it. On some toasted brioche, we added some mayo and some mambo sauce and then some jalapeno poppers, and I had to have the steak knife sitting in there because these things are gonna fall over the minute that I take them off. But I am so excited to try this. I love me a good cheeky burger. We've been doing burgers for a while, but let's see what kind of burger that I could come up with, and that's what we have. Drop a thumbs up. You want to see more of the cooking videos. The response is pretty good to the other one, so as long as it's good, I'll continue to do them. As I say every time, I do the videos that I feel or the numbers suggest that most people want to see. The majority always rules, but as long as you guys vibe with the cooking videos, that's what we have today. So we got the napkin burger going down. Should I cut this, get like a cross section? I don't wanna runny my yolk though. F it, man. You guys want to see a cross section? I bet you do, because I do. I'm gonna have to cut this yolk. That's okay. Cut it with a steak knife because I'm an idiot. Here we go. Moment of truth, man. Moment of truth. Home of the big booty burger. That is a lot of meat. Ground brisket, though. Oh, my yolk dripped. What are we saying? I'm going to just dunk, 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 dunk. I'm sorry. Excitement. Come here, come here. I want that bite right there. This is the bite. This might be our second plate at the restaurant. The brisket, obviously, with the higher fat content, it's 80-20. It's super juicy, super moist. That egg gives it a nice little richness to cut through. There's the yolk right here. The saltiness of the bacon. And you got that creamy, I'm sorry, hold on, name napkin. Jalapeno popper. DC, talk to your boy. The mumbo sauce. This stuff is so good, man. This is gonna take it over the top. Restaurant. Did y'all hear what I said? I'm sorry. All these franchise burgers I've been eating. This is the best burger I've had in a very long time. I know it sounds crazy because I made it, but woo! Woo! Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. You gotta get a little bit of that mumbo sauce. Got that sweetness right here, right? Would you eat this? Would you, if you went to a restaurant, got the ground brisket. Look at it. Look at it. The ground brisket, the bacon, the egg. The poppers. Oh, the poppers. Has a little creamy, spicy, crunchy. We don't do lettuce here. Thick cut slab of bacon. I'm not joking. This is one of the best burgers I've done on YouTube. I made it. I never thought. Oh man. I hope y'all like this because I want to cook now because this is delicious. The brioche just holds up the burger so well. Thick cut bacon. I was gonna make fries, but we know what fries look like, and judging by the pound that I'm eating, about a pound of ground brisket, I probably should cut the calories down just a little bit. So we made the executive decision, but some nice fries too with a crunch. How much did you pay for this burger? What are you saying? There's a lot of meat on there. I know what y'all finna say. I'm charging as much as least Five Guys. At least. Man. Wow. I was gonna do the rest of my Diet Cola, had the poverty joint, but this calls for sparkling water. These hit diff. Hit diff. I'm actually like, I know this looks like a hot mess, and people will want lettuce and stuff, but I'm kind of proud of this. I'm kind of proud of this. I'm kind of proud of this. I'm not gonna cut this one because I want that yolk to just bust all in you. Stop. Not right there. Yeah, look at that. Daddy. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so good. That is so good, man. What else did you add to this burger? I feel like just as far as I'm going. That is so good. And messy. I'm sorry, I'm just staring at a burger like it's my best friend. That is a W. Yeah, I want to see more. I don't know, I've made a lot of burgers recently. What else can we do? Definitely would have liked to add tomato, just for a little of the acid. But I don't keep tomatoes in my house. I'm sorry. Here. Not too loud. But the way that I cook, for people, you might be new here, I haven't done cooking videos in a while. I'm not like the type of person that plans. I prefer to just go with the instincts and just see what happens, because it always comes out the way you want it. I'm one of the people that I believe unplanned meals taste the best because you're going with what you feel in your taste buds at the moment. When you plan something, you might not necessarily be in the mood for it by the time you start eating it. But here, the poppers was a fantastic idea. Fantastic. And if you've never had like a brisket burger, whew, it's so juicy. Stop. And because of like the fat content, again, 80-20 is usually what restaurants use. You don't like to go too crazy with the seasonings because it'll like be too rich when you eat it. Especially if you got too much stuff in your burger like this, so I just want a little bit of the burger seasoning. And the jalapeno with the cream cheese just adds a... You're like, what is that? this is up there for like burgers I've ever eaten. I only told myself like that. I know people probably gonna say, oh, you're just saying that because you made it. Y'all don't think the food that you cook is like fire? Like, y'all come up with the weirdest stuff, but you like it, you know what I'm saying? And I really doubt I would sit here and smash 2 double cheeseburgers if I didn't like them. I need more, man. Listen, DC is on to something with this. Oof. Let me go sip here. I present to you guys, the real ones everybody's watching. Love y'all. I actually have another packet, because they sent so much stuff. I have another packet of this ground brisket. Excuse me. Other than the burgers, we did burgers with it. What else can I do with the ground brisket? I know y'all foodies like me. Maybe y'all give me a little inspiration. I'll give you a shout out if you figure something out that I feel like I can do. Again, don't start naming stuff that's too difficult. I am not about to sit here and tell you I'm a chef. I'm not. I have no training. I don't even have cooking training. I just be cooking. I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. Sometimes I just pray. So, I don't have a culinary background. I'm just fat. But I couldn't think of anything else to do with it. Somebody suggested I did a chopped cheese, but I can't make no bougie chopped cheese. Chopped cheese gotta have ground beef, bro. Like, I can't. I'm not making like a chopped cheese with like Gruyere cheese and stuff like that. That's too bougie for me. Chopped cheese is a institution. We can't be messing with that one. You know, I thought of stuff like tacos. Stuff like that, but I don't know. I feel like y'all can come up with something better. What are we saying? Don't forget it has a high fat content, so just make sure, you know, because there's a lot of fat in this brisket, but I wanted to just cook something real quick. And I had to do it because I didn't put this meat in the freezer. So we had to do something with it. But this was a quick one because I couldn't make too much of it because of the high fat content. You know, like my protein is clapped for the day. I'm literally just eating vegetables after this. Like, that's the rest of my intake for the day, bro. I can't do nothing else because of the calories that's in it. So it's literally just vegetables. My fat and my protein is done. That's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I like being back in the kitchen just a little bit. I'll try to do some as long as people, like I said, if you're responding to it, and I'm not saying I'm doing this for views, but I just look at it as if the audience is the one that's watching, and the majority of the audience is watching the stuff that I did, that's takeout, then that's what most people want to see, you know? And I've always been open about that. I do read comments and I try to answer and then give people the reasons. You know, I don't come from a bad place when I say, like, listen, I can't do this, it's not in New Jersey, or like, you know, I can't do this because people don't watch it. I'm just being honest about the fact that I'm trying to just understand, like, you guys and who wants to see what. I know that there's a portion of you that do like the home cooked stuff, but if there's this many people and the majority of them are only watching the videos that, you know, I get Pizza Hut or things like that, then that's what I figure people want to see. You know, and that's not like a hard feeling. It's not an upsetting thing. I don't mind cooking. I don't mind ordering food. You know, to be honest, ordering food is more convenient because I don't have to spend, you know, the 30 to 45 minutes it took to make all this stuff and now cleaning up all the dishes and everything. So it doesn't bother me, but I've always tried to be honest with people about, like, why I do certain things. You know what I mean? We talked about it on the Twitch stream and they understand it. I know some of you guys understand it, but I at the end of the day, work for you guys. You know, like, you are the guys, the people that put me in the position to be able to make these videos. So I always try to be as responsive and things like that I can. So anytime that I answer a comment, like, I don't want, I mean, there's a select few that some of y'all are like rude as hell, but there's, if I'm answering a comment, like, and I type things like very properly, that's because I'm using speech to text. It's not like I'm actually upset. I'm usually trying to answer comments in between things. And I try to listen to as many suggestions as I can, and if there's like a valid reason that, you know, I can't do something or I don't really want to do something, I just try to answer you as truthfully as possible. I don't want people to get offended because I answered your question and it didn't land the way that I thought it would because you didn't necessarily like my answer. It's not coming from a bad place. Like, I would never be mad at somebody for suggesting something because you're saying it from a constructive standpoint. I don't get upset about that. But I always started this channel, even when I was at 1,000 subscribers or 20 subscribers. I've always been a person who interacts and tries to be like straight up about stuff. Like, I'm not going to sit here and give people like some stock ass answer that sounds like I read it off of a book because I have to be like an influencer. Like, I'm not an influencer, bro. I'm just a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't come from this like trying to be like this big time ass person. Like, I'm just a real ass person at the end of the day that's going to answer you like I would answer a friend. My friend said, yo, can I do this? And I'm like, nah, I can't do that, bro. You know, nah, this ain't it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an angry thing. It's because, like, we're cool. If I don't answer you, then I thought it was coming off rude. But if I did answer you, like, don't think that it's, like, me being upset, bro. Like, you can't... I'm just telling you that. Because there have been some people in the past that'll be like, oh, he's sensitive or stuff like that. Like, bro, I'm just answering you. You didn't like my answer. I apologize that it came off that way. But I'm definitely not a sensitive person. You read my comments. There's some rude shit in there. And it doesn't, like, affect me the way that people think it might. But I just wanted to be real with y'all and tell you where I'm coming from. You know, we're somewhere around 95, 96, whatever, 1,000 subscribers. So like the 100K you guys are looking forward to more than I am, is hopefully coming. And that is not something that for me I take lightly because like at this point, like you guys have turned something that I just started as like a hobby screwing around into a job. So, you know, the more that we interact, the more we do things, the direction that it goes. I'm not going to stop doing these videos anytime soon. I don't care what somebody says. I'm going to be here. So, yeah, like if you want to get more access to things, like I said before, I'm on like 4 platforms at this point. Like it's no hard feelings. I know some people are like, oh, why are you on Twitch or why are you on this? Like I like YouTube for certain things, but like certain things I don't necessarily like about YouTube. Just being honest. I'm just talking about how the live stream format is set up. And things like that. So it was easier for me to go on Twitch. As far as the short versions of videos, there's different content on TikTok, different content on Instagram. It's not the same. I'm not just rehashing videos anymore. I'm making different videos for different platforms because there's certain things that just work better for YouTube. So if people are wondering where like the reviews of certain little small snacks went and stuff like that, they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, because for a long format video, like it didn't make sense to like squeeze in like a bag of chips or something like that. So I've tried to find ways that I can continue to put out the same videos that didn't like necessarily mess with anything. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. And as far as the live stream goes, like it's just a thing for me to vibe out. Like I barely touch any video games at this point because I'm usually just talking to people and chilling with everybody. And a lot of you have come from YouTube and you've said it, so I appreciate it. If you don't, like, I'm not mad. You know what I mean? It's just a way for me to like maximize my spare time that I just like chill out and I can just talk to you guys and just vibe out. But I always try to be honest with all this stuff and just tell you where I'm coming from. Like, it never has been, it never will be about money or a bag or anything like that. Like, I had a job before I started this. It was never about that kind of stuff. But either way, I love y'all, man. We'll be back again tomorrow. We got some reviews coming. There's some stuff that I've been trying to get to, but I wanted to do some cooking stuff and all that good stuff. So it'll, you know, every time there's an adjustment, I try to adjust to it and move forward. But I love you guys, man. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.